So we're here on day 3 and we've got a big old bison.
There's people running up there. What are you doing? Oh my god. Oh my god. What are you doing?
I think people forget that they are very aggressive.
Alright guys, it is day number 3. And today we're going to be focusing on the west side of the park. We're going to be in the Geyser Basin areas. Currently we're just driving on one of the side roads. I think it's called Fountain Flat Drive. So this just takes you out by the river. Yeah, so we're going to be heading down towards Old Faithful today, and we're going to do a hike up to Solitary Geyser today, and then tomorrow we'll come back down here and we're going to do the Fairy Falls Trail over to Grand Prismatic Overlook, etc. So, and we've already had some funny business this morning with people and their animals, so we'll see if that continues. Alright. We'll catch up with you at the geysers.
So we're part of a Facebook group called Yellowstone Up Close and Personal, and they have bumper stickers and stuff like that. So we found this person from Utah. Hi there. There he goes. So we're coming up to the lower geyser basin. You can see the steam and the water up there.
Caleb, do you know any of the geysers that are in this geyser basin? No? This is the geyser basin that has the fountain paint pots. And it also has that geyser you can see there with all the steam coming out of it. That one erupts pretty much constantly. I think it's called Turbine Geyser. It could be. We don't usually come to this geyser basin.
Soon we will arrive at the Fountain Paint Pots.
Oh, there we go. Now our tour guide is telling us.
Please pull in and find a parking space. This is one of our must-do stops. This is a really great trail because we get to see all 4 hydrothermal feature types on the one walk. The highlight that the trail is named for is the most famous of Yellowstone's boiling mud pots. The mud tends to be a little thinner early in the season because more water is available from snow thaw and higher river levels. In the fall, the mud tends to be thicker and more glue-like. In fact, watch out for flying globs of mud. There are several pristine-looking hot pools that take great photos. And last but not least, there appears to be a connection between some of the geysers in this basin. Activity in one geyser might act as a precursor to an eruption from another one. There's a geyser here called Fountain. Now don't confuse this geyser with Great Fountain Geyser on Firehole Lake Road. I encourage you to take some time here and enjoy the show.
So we're using this app called Gypsy. First time we're using this app to see how it does. I just don't think we're going to stop here today. We're going to stop here later.
This is the stinkiest one, for sure.
It's pretty busy over here. So the one thing that we've noticed this year in the park that's different from every other time we've been here is that they're really trying to curb people from parking on the sides of the roads. Even some of the pullouts are blocked off. They're putting dead lodgepole pines across the sides of the roads. I guess people were creating traffic jams or whatever, so I guess that's one way that they were saying that the traffic in the park this year was a lot more than previous years. So far we haven't seen we're here late in August and most people are back to school, so it seems like it's a lot less than it was in the heart of the summer, but we shall see. Alright guys, so we're at the Upper Geyser Basin and we are going to go try and get away from the crowds a bit and do the hike up to Solitary Geyser. So this is just go down past the lodge and then it goes across the river and then we start up the trail. Right, Caleb?
Yep.
Right. Just keep it on this side, please. I don't want it in the water. See? Cool, huh? 11.
Where's the dot? Do you see it?
Caleb's checking with his heat gun. The water is 10 Celsius.
11.3 in some spots.
Yeah.
14.
Okay, so we're partway up the trail here, and that's kind of, if you're thinking about doing the trail, that's kind of how it is. It's rock steps and gravel, and we got a little chipmunk here running across the logs. It's a pretty well traveled trail. And that clicking you hear is the grasshoppers. Caleb's just taking a drink. Ready to keep going, buddy? Thumbs up. He's gonna do it. We'll get an eruption at the top, so we'll see. It'll be worth it. Okay. All right, so we're at the junction here. So if we went right, we would end up at the observation point where you can watch Old Faithful from about 250 feet above the geyser. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the left and we're going to hike up to Solitary Geyser and we'll wait up there for an eruption. It's supposed to go off every 30 minutes and then we'll continue on down there and we'll end up about halfway down the geyser basin. Ready, buddy? Thumbs up. So the G's ready. Is M1 ready?
Sure.
And M2 is ready. Yay, we get to go downhill now. What goes up must come down, right? Look how from here how high we climbed though. It's pretty cool. Hopefully we get a viewpoint here. There he goes. Man, look at him.
There's a squirrel
He's-
doing parkour.
What?
The squirrel did parkour from there to there.
Oh,
There
yeah?
to there to there.
He's
there.
stashing his nuts for the winter.
He has a cone in his mouth.
Yeah. So he did parkour with something in his mouth.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Highly not recommended.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. There's another squirrel up there.
Yeah. Lots of fallen trees around here, yeah. Alright guys, so we're up at Solitary Geyser. And is it not just solitary because it's the only geyser, but because we're the only ones here. There's no one here. And we're literally a 20-minute hike off the main boardwalk. Here we go. So it's supposed to erupt every 5 to 7 minutes to about 4 feet. So, but it looks like there's multiple vents under the surface, so we'll see how it goes here. We've been watching the temperature, and the temperature's been slowly climbing to a couple of degrees every few minutes. So what do you got now, Caleb, for temperature?
You're probably picking up the smoke.
Stand up and see if you can get a good shot into the middle there to see.
I got 59 for you.
So 59. So when we first got here, it was about 55 in the middle.
I don't know if that was in the middle.
Down, Caleb. Down. 57. No, you're pointing it too far across. You're shooting it way across the other side.
Oh, I am. It's because I'm
Starting to. Here it goes.
It's pretty cool.
Watch under the water, Caleb. You can see the.
You can see it go a little lighter blue.
Okay, guys. So we just got back to the boardwalk from the Solitary Geyser trail. So one tip is if you just want to see the geyser and you don't want to do the whole loop, the grade elevation change is a lot less if you come in from the geyser basin side. So if you come down into here, and we're standing here, if you just hike up to the geyser, this isn't that steep here, but this part here is quite steep, and it's a lot of switchbacks. So if you just want to go up and see the geyser, come from this side, and then you can. It's only 0.3 miles off the boardwalk, and it's a gradual grade. So
A little less strenuous.
all right, there we go. So we're back out on the boardwalk of the Upper Geyser Basin now. We're sitting in front of what, Caleb?
Ear Spring.
Ear Springs.
Why is it called that?
It looks like an ear.
And it's pretty hot, and there's bison poo.
Yep, right there.
And Old Faithful should be erupting soon, so we're gonna sit here on the bench and get a view across the geyser basin here of Old Faithful. And there's people there. See, you can see there's 74 degrees this one. So you can see the people all lining up over there. We're just gonna watch it from over here. This over here is the Lion Group. Got some action, lots of steam coming out of Castle as well. There's no one over there though, so.
Caleb's favorite place.
The hotel from Plains Fire and Rescue, right there. Right, Caleb? Old Faithful starting, I think. Here we go. Yep, here we go. It's gonna go. There it goes. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Never gets old watching Old Faithful go off. winding down now. Getting to the end of Old Faithful's eruption. That's pretty cool, eh, buddy?
Yeah. Still going.
Yeah, it's still going a little bit. What's next?
Runoff water?
Where are we gonna go next?
I don't know.
What was the deal with the hike? If you make it, what happens?
What are we gonna have?
Oh, ice cream.
Ice cream! Ice cream in the lodge. Not the inn, in the lodge.
Ice cream before lunch.
Yeah, that's right. Alright guys, let's head that way.
Right after that.
So, you're Mr. Cougar. I want you to take that string right out through there until it stops,
Rübergehen.
okay?
Wenn
You
ich
don't have
gehe
to run,
rüber,
just walk.
gehst du da in die Richtung?
There you go. Yeah, you go as well. Go on, Mr. Wolf. You go out there with him.
And this is how some people.
Yeah, exactly.
These people are looking confused.
Okay, stop. Wow, that's a long way, huh? Who would believe that's 25 yards? That's how far you have to stay away from these guys, right? Wrong.
Wrong.
Mr. Wolf, keep going. Keep going. I'll tell you when to stop.
He'll be in Old Faithful.
Keep going. I'll tell you when to stop. Where's my other one? Come on over here, buddy. All right, I want you to go out there with
Keep
this.
going.
Keep going. Nope, not him. He's good. Keep going.
Now I know how to get rid of him. Put a wolf hat on him.
Okay, you can stop. Come on back. Come on back. All right, guys. So that is how far. That's 25 yards. That's how far you have to stay away from bison and how far you have to stay away from elk. Did you see where Mr. Wolf was out there? That's only half the
Still not
distance
far
you have to stay away from wolves and bears. If I were to tell you to stay away from wolves and bears, you'd have to go all the way out to Old Faithful. That's a long way. So that should give you some kind of an idea that when you think you're actually far enough away from some of these animals, you actually need to get even further away. So there are three rules. I need you to remember these, all right? Everybody listen really closely. This is the most important thing I'm going to tell you. There are three rules for being around wildlife in Yellowstone National Park. I'll give you the first rule. The first rule is distance. Keep your distance, right? The second rule, keep your distance. What do you think the third rule is? Keep your distance. Distance, distance, distance. If we stay away from the animals, they can't hurt us, right? You guys go have a seat if you like now. You can hang on to them. You look really good in that. All right, good job, guy. Yeah, let's give him a hand. Why do you think this?
Hello, Mr. Bison. He's a big one. Just come up to some bison crossing the water. Oh yeah, he's good. I didn't think he was gonna make it across because he was almost fully covered.
guys. So we're just down in Hayden Valley, and apparently there's a fresh carcass up further up the valley. There's probably 100 cars over there. So we always like finding our own stuff. So we can hear the trumpeter swans going crazy, but we're out here in Hayden Valley by ourselves. And we're just trying to see if we can find something on our own here. We always like finding stuff on our own more than following other people and their cars and stuff. So we'll hang out here for a little bit and see if we can find anything. There's definitely been some bison in the area around here. There's fresh poo. And we're starting to attract some attention here, I think. We were the only cars, two of us were the only two cars stopped here, and now there's a bunch of people stopped. So I don't think we're going to see anything within GoPro range, but we will, if we do, we'll turn it back on.